I'll just do 3, 2, 1, and then clap.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, clap. Okay, works for me. Hey, works for me, right? Don't laugh, man. It wasn't that funny. Okay, so where are we at? Mark 14 or something?
Wait, are we recording?
Yeah.
Shoot, now I have to put on a fake character. Hey, everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Bevan reads the Bible. We're in Mark.
Hey, guys. So, yeah, today we're doing an Easter special.
Yeah.
We're gonna be backtracking a little bit. We're gonna go back like 2 books, and now we're not in John. We're in Mark. We're gonna be towards the end of Mark 14, and we're gonna read the whole. Yeah, go take it.
Do you want me to talk?
Bro, you can tell him.
Thank you.
Please.
We are reading the Passion of our Lord Jesus Christ, who saved us from the dead.
And will you tell our audience what the Passion means, Ben?
Sorry. It is basically why he came to earth to die on the cross. So he was arrested, tried under Pontius Pilate, and then crucified, and then he rose from the dead on the 3rd day. So we are just reading it in Mark's perspective. We're in Mark, right? Yeah, Mark.
Yeah.
We're reading it in Mark's perspective. There is 4 different gospels of different perspectives of what happened, but this is just his because I think it's the longest, right? You said, well, maybe not the longest, but
I'm not sure.
we kind of skimmed through it and it's pretty long. We already read it, but we will.
Seems long. I don't know.
Yeah.
Matthew's looked kind of equal in length.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of forget.
So there's 4 different like accounts of the same thing. It's
right.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and this is the second one. So.
Right.
So what more can I say, really?
You can probably say a lot, actually. If you're a scholar, if you're a theologian, you should be talking a lot more, bro.
Dude,
it's ridiculous.
I have this glass that I'm using for water, and I had just used it for milk, and now there's like a miasma in my water of like milk residue.
Ew,
it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
It's like,
what do you find now?
That's unholy, bro.
Yeah, you can drink both liquids, all right? It's okay.
No, you can, bro. You can't mix.
It's alright if one gets in the other one a little bit.
Both, bro. Reading.
You're making fun of me.
Reading. The letter to the Galatians, bro. It talks about mixing water.
No. You're making that up.
It's a poison that they gave to one of those Israelites.
What are you? Milk and water?
I made it up. Sorry.
Dude,
should I be lying on the?
Dude, you're going.
We're recording this on Good Friday, everyone.
Yeah, this is Good Friday today. Happy Good Friday.
Great Friday. All right. We will start with 14. Do I have the honors to start?
I give you my blessing, Ben.
Yay. Okay. 14, the plot to kill Jesus. It was 2 days before the Passover and the festival of unleavened bread. The chief priests and the scribes were looking for a way to arrest Jesus by stealth and kill him. For they said, not during the festival, or there may be a riot among the people. I just have a question. Should we, describe the Passover to our new viewers like Joshua Lee?
Oh, yes.
Do you want to take it away, or do you want me
to? Dude, I don't really remember what the Passover is.
Do you actually not?
It's like, I know it's the Jewish thing.
Okay.
But I don't remember what they do.
I'll explain it. So, the Passover is what took place in the Old Testament, the first Passover, which was when Moses was God was plaguing the Egyptians because they had the Israelites, they enslaved them and made them do work and stuff for them, which was, horrible and all. So God was sending, I don't know, Evan, do you remember how many plagues? Was it 10 or 12? I completely forget.
Probably 1 billion million.
No.
What? No. I don't remember.
No, bro.
Hang on.
So this was
Google it.
Yeah. Google it for me, please. Fact check. And put some calming, grocery store music in the background, elevator music in the background while we find this info.
I got you, Ru.
Thank you, dog. So, how's your Good Friday going?
been pretty good.
Well, you
I'm
took
just
a took a nap.
that's alright. I took a nap. Got some schoolwork done today,
Yeah.
and played some Skyrim. Actually, been
So do
playing
you
some
think
Skyrim
Jesus
recently.
wants you to do that on this day? Yeah, that's what I thought, dog.
It never stops, Ben. The grind never stops.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Yeah, you think you're
10.
gonna
It
play
was
Skyrim in heaven,
it
huh?
was right. It was 10
Oh,
plagues.
sorry. Okay, 10.
10 plagues of Egypt.
All right. So this was the last plague that God, plagued the Egyptians. He said, so he said every household should take a lamb and slaughter it and eat it in a particular way. I forget. I don't even know. It was just a particular way. You're supposed to, eat the lamb and stuff, and then take some of its blood and paint it over your the frame of your doors. So because there is going to be an angel of death or whatever, a cloud of death that's going to be coming over the land of Egypt, and it will pass over the land. Yeah. So it'll
Oh.
pass by your house if you have the lamb's blood on it. But if you don't, it will take your firstborn. Your firstborn will die. And you know what's
See ya.
crazy, Evan? I forgot this.
Sorry.
God says even the animals' firstborns die as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
I didn't know
I
that,
remember
bro.
I remember you we pointed that out when we read that.
That's crazy, dude.
Didn't we? Cuz I
I
remember
completely
that.
forget. I mean, we didn't record it, so we can't go back, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
But I want to make this comparison here. So the thing that saved them from the plague was the lamb's blood that was covered their frame of their door. And now fast forward to Jesus, and he is considered the sacrificial lamb that saves humanity with covering the blood covers us, and that's what
Right.
saves us. His blood is shed on the cross, and that's what ultimately saves us. So it's kind of foreshadowed to the passion. But yeah, this is a festival that happens every year. It's called the Passover. They eat I'm pretty sure they eat lamb and unleavened bread, how it was described in the Old Testament,
Right, yeah.
for ritual. But yeah, that's what they do. And the Jews want to kill Jesus before the Passover because they don't want a riot to happen or an uproar with his followers. They just want him out of the picture. So that's the
See ya.
Passover. Yeah.
Thank you, Ben. That was very well spoken, well put.
Thank you.
So, yeah. You want me to pick up on 3?
Yes, dude.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, have it your way, bro.
Did I get mad?
I don't know. Doesn't matter, man. I still love you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so the appointing at Bethany.
It's actually the anointing. Sorry to be
Dude, I'm sorry. Yeah,
sorry to be
no, it's okay.
it's the anointing, but I'm sorry.
No, dude, you're right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. The anointing at Bethany. There we go. While he was at Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at the table, a woman came with an alabaster jar of a very costly ointment of nard, and she broke open the jar and poured the ointment on his head. But some were there who said to one another in anger, "Why was the ointment wasted in this way? For this ointment could have been sold for more than 300 denarii and the money given to the poor." And they scolded her. But Jesus said, "Let her alone. Why do you trouble her? She has performed a good service for me. For you always have the poor with you, and you can show them kindness to them whenever you wish. But you will not always have me. She has done what she could. She has anointed my body beforehand for its burial. Therefore, truly I tell you, wherever the good news is proclaimed in the whole world, what she has done will be told in remembrance of her." So we actually read this recently. I don't know if this episode's out yet, but we read this exact thing. Is this too early, or is he about to die?
Okay. So I mean, the next part is Judas agrees to betray Jesus. So it's gonna be like this is the backstory of how he's gonna be killed. But this is just a little what's the word? Commemorate? What's the commemoration? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't say it.
Commemoration.
Commemoration to the woman that gave her perfume to Jesus. So that's pretty cool. They say what she has done will be told in remembrance of her, and it is. We're reading it today, 2,000 years later. So
To you, 2,000 years in the
pretty
future.
cool.
So you wouldn't get that because you didn't watch a certain show. Kind of funny how that works.
Okay, bro. Dang.
Sorry.
Okay. I'll pick up. Judas agrees to betray Jesus. Then Judas Iscariot was one of the 12, went to the chief priests in order to betray him to them. When they heard it, they were greatly pleased and promised to give him money. So he began to look for an opportunity to betray him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Dang, I'm getting all the long paragraphs, dude. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
All right. The Passover with the disciples. On the first day of unleavened bread, when the Passover lamb is sacrificed, his disciples said to him, "Where do you want us to go and make the preparations for you to eat the Passover?" So he sent two of his disciples, saying to them, "Go into the city, and a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him, and wherever he enters, say to the owner of the house, 'The teacher asks, where is my guest room where I may eat the Passover with my disciples?' He will show you a large room upstairs, furnished and ready. Make preparations for us there." So the disciples set out and went to the city, and found everything as he had told them, and they prepared the Passover meal. You can read this next paragraph.
All right. When it was evening, he came with the 12, and when they had taken their places and were eating, Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me, one who is eating with me." Yeah. They began to be
Imposter among
distressed.
us.
What did you just say?
Imposter among us.
It's 2023.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry.
They began to be distressed and to say to him, oh my gosh, they began to be distressed and to say to him one after another, "Surely not I." He said to them, "It is one of the 12, one who is dipping bread into the bowl with me. For the Son of Man goes as it is written of him, but woe to that one by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been better for that one not to have been born."
Ooh.
Yeah,
Cuts
so
deep.
that is crazy.
All right, the institution of the Lord's Supper. While they were eating, he took a loaf of bread, and after blessing it, he broke it, gave it to them, and said, "Take, this is my body." Then he took a cup, and after giving thanks, he gave it to them, and all of them drank from it. He said to them, "This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many. Truly I tell you, I will never again drink of the fruit of the vine until the day when I drink it new in the kingdom of God." So this is the sacrament right here.
Yeah, bro, like this is my blood of the covenant. So he is promising that the blood poured out for many will save us. So I think that's pretty cool.
Hey, pour it out for the dead homies.
Let's
Sorry.
go, bro. But yeah, it is a sacrament because the Eucharist, which, Catholics, I mean, that's just the term Catholics use for the bread and the blood is important. That's what we practice every Sunday. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, basically every Sunday churches you eat the body and drink the blood, which is like bread and water if you're a Mormon, and grape juice if you're me.
Wait, really? The Mormons have water?
Yeah, dude, the Mormons just drink water.
Did I ever
Sunday.
Did I ever tell you that the moment, so remember when we were in the LA church and you were like, "Well, why do they ring bells during the Eucharist is raised and everything?"
Yeah.
So I did my research on that because you're like, it's kind of unnecessary, but I'm like, yeah, I never realized that. Like, why do they do that? But the reason is because Catholics believe at that very moment when the bread and wine is raised during the procession, the blessing, it's a moment called transubstantiation. I think that's how you pronounce it. But that's literally defined as the moment the essence of Christ enters the bread and blood. So it tastes like bread, it looks like bread,
So you guys like mark the moment it like becomes something else?
Yeah, so the
Interesting.
blessing of the bread, that very moment when when he the priest goes through, the reading that they do in remembrance and everything, because I mean it makes sense, like when you're eating bread and wine or whatever, like you're not going to always say,
Mhm.
well, that's Jesus, you know what I mean? Like there's has to be a certain ritual that allows this to we identify that as the essence of Christ and
Oh,
the
okay.
the uh,
And that
bread
makes
and
sense.
wine.
Yeah, mark it
So,
as ritual or whatever.
but yeah, it's crazy, bro. That's literally like the word it's used for. But yeah,
So you guys drink wine for the blood when you're in the
yeah,
Catholic
we
Church?
we haven't though for a while. Like we did for a while, but like we haven't
For
due
a
to
while, like up
because
until
of
when?
COVID. We haven't.
No way, you guys actually had wine?
Yeah,
What? I didn't know that. What the heck? We've
yeah. I
always just
mean,
done grape juice in my
dude,
church.
there was a priest that we had for like I don't know a couple of years. He was a very nice guy, but he
Hmm.
had to. I think he had to stop or being at our church or just being a priest in general because he was suffering with what's it called? Uh, he was an alcoholic or something. So
Oh
they had to
no.
use they had to use the wine as grape juice. Like it wasn't just normal wine.
Dang.
So for him, because like yeah, like he was just off the alcohol, but
Yeah, he had to be sober.
yeah,
Sobered up.
yep. So
Alright.
um, where
Where'd
are
we
we?
leave off?
Tw-
Peter's denial foretold.
All right, Peter's denial foretold. When they had sung the hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives, and Jesus said to them, "You will all become deserters, for it is written, 'I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep will be scattered.' But after I am raised up, I will go before you to Galilee." Peter said to him, "Even though all become deserters, I will not." Jesus said to him, "Truly I tell you, this day, this very night, before the cock crows twice, you will deny me 3 times." But he said, or how do you say that word?
Vehemently?
Vehemently? What does that mean? Quietly?
Just like with passion, with force.
Oh, okay. I think you actually explained this to me last time.
Oh yeah, probably did.
But he said vehemently, "Even though I must die with you, I will not deny you." And all of them said the same. Dang, bro. It's sad
Uh-huh.
seeing that, bro, because Jesus knows that, they're all going to flee and Peter's going to be too scared to confront people when they ask him, "Aren't you one of his disciples?" He says to
Yeah.
Jesus at this point, "I'll never deny you," but he knows. And it's
Yeah.
foretold, literally it's foretold that they're going to desert him. So it's pretty crazy.
I know. It's crazy. All right. Jesus prays in Gethsemane. They went to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." He took with him Peter and James and John, began to be distressed and agitated. And he said to them, "I am deeply grieved, even to death. Remain here and keep awake." And going a little farther, he threw himself on the ground and prayed that, if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. He said, "Abba, Father, for you all things are possible. Remove this cup from me. Yet not what I want, but what you want." Also, Abba means father. I think in I don't remember what language, but I think that's pretty cool.
He speaks Aramaic, but I don't know if it was translated like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyways, he came and found them sleeping, and he said to Peter, "Simon, are you asleep? Could you not keep awake 1 hour? Keep awake and pray that you may not come into the time of trial. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." And again he went away and prayed, saying the same words. And once more he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were very heavy, and they did not know what to say to him. He came a third time and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and taking your rest? Enough! The hour has come. The Son of Man is betrayed in the hands of sinners. Get up, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand." Bro, a bunch of fools.
Bro, I'm at like that just gives more truth to the gospels because literally like, bro, would you want to write down that you were asleep when
Oh yeah,
you know what I
no.
mean? Like you were guilty of
Oops.
sleeping through like the hour that he's been like hinting at this whole time. This is when I'm gonna die. Like that's embarrassing, bro. Like,
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool that they
Folly of
mention that.
man.
They care more about the truth than their embarrassing details, so
That's
it's
right.
cool.
Well,
All
they're
right.
probably gonna get struck by lightning if they don't put it
Wait,
in there. So,
what?
I'm playing.
Okay,
Get
was
smote.
bro, Matthew looks up. He's like, a tornado just flies and hits him. All right. The betrayal and arrest of Jesus. Immediately, while he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived, and with him there was a crowd with swords and clubs from the chief priests and the scribes
It's like
and the
Skyrim.
elders. Wait.
Sorry.
Now the betrayer had given them a sign, saying, "The one I will kiss is the man. Arrest him and lead him away under guard." So when he came... No, he isn't, bro. It was probably the cheek, bro. It was just probably the cheek, okay?
Yeah, no, listen to this next sentence, bro. Read this next sentence.
Okay, sorry. Now the betrayer had given... Oh, wait. Did I already read that? Yeah, I did. So when he came, he went up to him at once and said, "Rabbi!" and kissed him.
Yeah, see, he's gay.
What?
Yep.
It's funny because, like, in the other ones, like John says greeting, Rabbi, and stuff. He just says Rabbi.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then they laid hands on him and arrested him. But one of those who stood near drew his sword and struck the slave of the high priest, cutting off his ear. Then Jesus said to them, "Have you come out with swords and clubs to arrest me as though I was a bandit? Day after day I was with you in the temple teaching, and you did not arrest me. But let the scriptures be fulfilled." Oh, that's so cool. It's a clean line. All of them deserted him and fled. A certain young man was following him, wearing nothing but a linen cloth. They caught hold of him, but he left the linen cloth and ran off naked.
Who was that kid?
Yeah.
Why did they say that?
I mean, should I explain that? I mean, I don't know if this is like the explanation for it, but
theories, yeah.
Yeah, theories say that like anyone who has died in the Bible, they always mention that they're buried in a linen cloth. That's the only mention of a linen cloth is when they're buried. So apparently there's a theory going around that when they ask who Jesus was, like, "Are you the man?" Like, "Who are you?" or whatever. Jesus said his like God's true name, and apparently that just like was a crazy event.
It resurrected somebody.
It resurrected in the process because it was just so powerful. I don't know if that's true or not, but
yeah, that's a cool theory though.
It is, dude. But bro,
that
they mentioned like Mark. See, I don't like reading Mark because, bro, he mentioned about the one of the apostles struck and like cut off the high priest slave's ear, and that's a miracle. Jesus puts the ear back on the slave and heals him.
Hey, let's read it from... Yeah, I remember that. Let's read it from where it says that. Hold on. Is it in Matthew?
We can see.
Yeah, it's probably in Matthew 26. Hold on. Yeah, he says, "Greetings, Rabbi," in Matthew. That's funny. Yeah, Jesus says like a hard line after that. He goes,
"Oh yeah,
put your sword back into its place, for all who take the sword will perish by the sword." Like, they just omit that. That was so cool.
Bro. And dude, read the next line.
"Do you think that I cannot appeal to my Father, and he will at once send me more than 12 legions of angels?" I know, that's so cool.
That's such a flex,
just leave that out.
12 legions of angels could defend and guard him, bro. That's nuts.
Well, they don't mention the little linen cloth boy. So,
yeah, they don't mention that there. Like, there's different things. That's why you need to read all the 4 Gospels, because there's different little things they add. So it's pretty cool. But
yeah, so it doesn't mention the ear thing, or him putting back on the ear in that one. Let's check Luke.
Okay.
What does Luke have to say about it?
Wait, Luke from Star Wars? Wait,
Oh, no. No, this is a different Luke. Yeah. Oh, that hadn't happened yet.
Oh, okay.
So, yup. Go down. Praise of the Mount of Olives. Yup. Betrayal and arrest of Jesus. Yup.
Check.
Peter denies Jesus. Yup. Oh, wait,
Check.
no, I went too far.
No.
Judas. What? Okay, cutoff is right here, but Jesus said, "No more of this." And he touched his ear and healed him.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bro.
So I was in Luke 22.
I don't like that Matthew says, "Oh, whoever, what did he say? Whoever perishes, or whoever
draws the sword.
Or who lives by this." Yeah, okay. This is the...
You didn't like that?
No. I like this other version. They say, whoever lives by the sword dies by the sword. That's how I've
Where does
always
it
heard.
say that?
Perishes. Well, I don't know. There's just a different translation that he says like
Oh,
whoever lives by the sword dies
yeah.
by
I
the
mean,
sword.
there's been different translations. It's like a really common phrase, I believe.
Yeah, perish is the same thing, but I just like it worded like that personally.
Perishes,
But
perishes, huh?
really, bro. All right. Where are we?
I don't remember. Jesus before the council, Mark 14:53.
Okay. All right.
I'm reading it.
Are you reading it?
Yeah.
Okay, go. Sorry.
So the little boy just ran off naked, and now Jesus before the council. They took Jesus to the high priest, and all the chief priests, the elders, and the scribes were assembled, like the Avengers.
What?
Peter had followed him at a distance right into the courtyard of the high priest, and he was sitting with the guards, warming himself at the fire. Now the chief priests and the whole council were looking for testimony against Jesus to put him to death, but they found none. For many gave false testimony against him, and their testimony did not agree. Some stood up and gave false testimony against him, saying, "We heard him say, 'I will destroy this temple that is made with bare hands, and in 3 days I will build another, not made with hands.' But even on this point their testimony did not agree. Then the high priest stood up and before them and asked Jesus, 'Have you no answer? What is it that they testify against you?' But he was silent and did not answer. Again the high priest asked him, 'Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One?' Jesus said, 'I am, and you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of the power and coming with the clouds of heaven.' And then the high priest tore his clothes and said, 'Why do we still need witnesses? You have heard this blasphemy. What is your decision?' All of them condemned him as deserving death. Some began to spit on him, to blindfold him, and to strike him, saying to him, 'Prophesy.' The guards also took him over and beat him."
Dang, bro. I
That's
always
about.
whenever I hear the quote, Jesus says, "I am," um, and you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of the power. I always just imagine that scene in the Passion of the Christ, bro. It's so good. Literally, anyone who's listening right now, you haven't watched that movie, you need to, bro. It is literally
Really
the
good.
best.
It's kind of a heavy movie though. You
It's
got to emotionally kind of prepare yourself for that one because
it
it's
is. It
it's pretty
is.
violent. It's pretty sad.
It's a rated R movie about the Passion of the Christ that we're reading right now, but it's it's a very good interpretation. So
Yeah, it's really
they
cool.
use all the original languages and everything, the Greek, the Aramaic, the Hebrew, everything. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
didn't
cool.
like the actor like get struck by lightning and stuff?
Yep. And bro, his name is Jim Caviezel that acted as Jesus. What are the initials for that? JC, Jesus Christ.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
cool. And then yeah, he was like someone when they were doing the whipping scenes, like when he was being scourged and stuff, he accidentally got whipped 2 times when they were
Oh
faking
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And he still has big large scars on his back to this day that were so painful. And he dislocated
Something
his
supernatural, bro.
he dislocated his like collarbone and stuff when he was carrying the cross and everything. Like I don't even
Yeah,
know how much it weighed, but it was crazy, bro. He went through
that's
so much
crazy.
pain. He went through so much pain to get that movie out. Which one could say that's the devil trying to stop the process of the movie coming out, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's
It
it's
helped
like
a lot
a
of people.
testimony. Yeah,
Bro, the actor for Judas and his family, like he converted to
that's crazy.
Christianity and his whole family. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Judas is good ending right there.
Yeah, that was the good. That was the good ending, dog.
Good ending for Judas.
All right, Peter denies Jesus. Wait, did we read that? Or no, I guess
No,
we.
we didn't. Yeah, go ahead.
While Peter was below in the courtyard, one of the servant girls of the high priest came by. Bro, a servant girl, really?
Really?
When she saw Peter warming himself, she stared at him and said, "You also were with Jesus, the man from Nazareth." But he denied it, saying, "I do not know or understand what you are talking about." And he went out into the forecourt. Then the cock crowed, and the servant girl, on seeing him, began again to say to the bystanders, "This man is one of them." But again he denied it. Then after a little while, the bystanders again said to Peter, "Certainly you are one of them, for you are a Galilean." But he began to curse, and he swore an oath, "I do not know this man you are talking about." And at that moment, the cock crowed for the second time. Then Peter remembered that Jesus had said to him, "Before the cock crows twice, you will deny me 3 times." And he broke down and wept. Bro,
Tough.
I just want to mention, I think in a different like a different perspective or whatever, they say, certainly you are one of them, for you are a Galilean. Not your language. What's the word? Gosh, I'm forgetting it.
No. Sorry.
Your accent gives you away or something like that, or your
Oh, really?
accent convicts you or something like that. Like some hard bar like
Oh,
that, bro. I was like, dang,
that's
bro.
crazy.
So it's pretty cool.
Conveniently left that little detail out, huh?
Yeah, like, bro, really, Mark?
Wow, Mark. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah, Mark was zesty for that one. What?
For real. What? Yeah, that was okay. Um, so Mark 15 now. Jesus before Pilate. As soon as it was morning, the chief priests had held a consultation with the elders and scribes and the whole council. They bound Jesus, led him away, and handed him over to Pilate. Pilate asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" He answered them, "You say so." Then the chief priests accused him of many things. Pilate asked him again, "Have you no answer? See how many charges they bring against you." But Jesus made no further reply, so that Pilate was amazed. It's cool, like Pilate's kind of like he's just kind of really unbiased. He's not really on anyone's side.
Yeah, I know. Dude, and they don't mention Pilate's wife having the dream about Jesus, like that he, or like, condemned this innocent man to death. And she didn't know who Jesus was at all, but she recognized him when he was on trial. So,
Dang. Is that in the scripture somewhere?
yeah,
Oh.
it's not in this point of view though. So, yeah, man. All
Okay.
right. Pilate hands Jesus over to be crucified. Now at the festival, he used to release a prisoner for them, anyone for whom they asked. Now a man called Barabbas was in prison with the rebels who had committed murder during the insurrection. So the crowd came and began to ask Pilate to do for them according to his custom. Then he answered them, "Do you want me to release for you the king of the Jews?" For he realized that it was out of jealousy that the chief priests had handed him over. But the chief priests stirred up the crowd to have him release Barabbas for them instead. Pilate spoke to them again. "Then what do you wish me to do with the man you call the king of the Jews?" They shouted back, "Crucify him." Pilate asked them, "Why? What evil has he done?" But they shouted all the more, "Crucify him." So Pilate, wishing to satisfy the crowd, released Barabbas for them. And after flogging Jesus, he handed him over to be crucified. They just kind
Oh.
of skip over the whole flogging thing, bro.
Yeah,
Really?
like straight up. Maybe they mentioned that in John,
More
which
detail.
we'll be reading that to our audience
I
soon.
mean, I guess you can't really go into more detail. Like he was flogged. Like it's just
Yeah, like
brutal.
what are you gonna say?
I
Like
guess, yeah.
they flogged him once and then he yelled. And then they laughed and then they flogged
Yeah,
him another
yeah.
time and he yelled. Like
Right,
yeah.
right.
But yeah.
It was
It's a
40.
gruesome process.
Yeah, it was 40 lashes they gave Jesus. So, and
Yeah.
it was, oh my gosh, it was brutal. Some of them just like
Yeah, and
dug into the
they
skin.
show it. They show it in the freaking Passion of the Christ and it's terrible.
Oh, that's like the most
Nasty business.
horrifying scene.
So yeah, the soldiers mocked Jesus. Then the soldiers led him into the courtyard of the palace, that is the governor's headquarters, and they called together the whole cohort. And they clothed him in a purple cloak, and after twisting some thorns into a crown, they put it on him. And they began saluting him, "Hail, King of the Jews!" They struck his head with a reed, spat upon him, and knelt down in homage to him. Or homage, I don't know how you pronounce that anyways. After mocking him, they stripped him of the purple cloak and put his own clothes on him. Then they led him out to crucify him.
Oh my gosh, it's brutal. Imagine going through 40 disgusting lashes. Like, oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
I'm
And then,
good.
bro, and then thorns piercing your skull.
Yeah,
And then,
I'll pass.
bro, and then a reed struck on the head so it goes in
Yeah, they just
deeper.
hammered it in. Oh,
Oh my gosh, they were brutal.
It's gross,
Holy.
dude. They had some great methods for torture and punishment.
Oh, but like
It's like so messed up. I mean, like not just like the Romans, but
mhm.
like so many other.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
like the like I don't remember what country did this, but they would like throw prisoners onto like a metal like dish or whatever, and then light a
Mhm.
fire under it, and they would just like their skin would just melt
Oh my
on the freaking like
gosh.
metal bowl, and they'd just be like flailing around. They couldn't get out just to like torture them. And, oh,
Bro,
dude,
what was that Bible story when the one guy is thrown into the lion's den and they just don't attack him? Do you
Oh,
remember
that's
that? I forget. Was
ah,
that Joshua? No.
didn't we read that? Did we read that, or
I
did
don't think we
that's
did.
somewhere else, isn't it?
It's one of the early prophets in the
It's
Old
not.
Testament, but and then that other dope one, it's like the three brothers deny bowing down to a false idol because they serve, the Christian God. They serve God.
Yeah, and they get thrown into an oven.
The pit fire, and they start dancing with it because they know the
Yeah, there's
king.
another figure in there. Yeah.
The king notices a fourth figure, and they said it was like an angel, like God was with them or whatever.
Yeah,
And
that's so
people
cool.
say that's like Jesus in the fire, like of the flame, because they say it's a man. So it's
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that's
See,
crazy, bro.
it was Daniel in the lion's den. See, I thought it was Daniel, but I didn't want to say it because
Daniel, right.
yeah,
It's crazy.
because
Hey,
I
shout
didn't
out
want to
to
say it because then I might be right. So
Daniel and Eve.
Daniel and Egan.
Just kidding, not Eve, just Daniel.
Hey.
No, wait.
Yeah, they have a pretty cool
Eve too.
podcast too.
Yeah, they do.
We're gonna throw it up on screen real quick. You guys should check them out. They've been
Yeah,
on a little
no,
hiatus,
censor
but
that,
they're
censor
coming
that,
back.
censor that.
Yeah, no, they don't
blur
deserve
that.
any
They
credit.
don't get
Blur.
that, bro. Nah, they didn't do it for us. We're not doing it.
Yeah,
for
you
them.
guys thought that you'd get a shout out? No.
You think this is the Bible podcast? We're gonna be friendly, dog? Get your lame
Sorry.
butt out of here, bro. Sorry.
PayPal me $30 and we'll reconsider that.
Okay, yeah.
Anyways,
Get that
so yeah,
money.
where'd we leave off?
Wait, where are we?
I think we're on the crucifixion
Oh,
of Jesus.
okay.
Is that me?
Is it?
I think I'm reading.
I
think
thought
I'm
you
reading,
just
yes.
read.
Oh wait, I did.
You just read,
I did,
bro.
dude. I'm so
Bro,
sorry.
trying to steal the
I'm
big
greedy.
paragraph. All right, the crucifixion of Jesus. They compelled a passerby who was coming in from a country to carry his cross. It was Simon of Cyrene, the father of Alexander and Rufus. Really, bro?
Rufus.
Then they brought Jesus to the place called Golgotha, which means the place of a skull. And they offered him wine mixed with myrrh, and he did not take it. And they crucified him and divided his clothes. Bro, this is so fast, bro. They skipped through so many parts.
Dude.
And they crucified him and divided his clothes among them, casting lots to decide what each should take. It was 9 o'clock in the morning when they crucified him. The inscription of the charge against him read, "The King of the Jews." And with him they crucified two bandits, one on his right and one on his left.
It's like a court testimony.
It is.
Because they got like the timestamp in there. They got like, there's one on his left, one on his right.
Right. He's giving all the details, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a testament. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
and with him they crucified two bandits, one on his right, one on his left. Those who passed by derided him, shaking their heads and saying, "Aha, you who would destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, save yourself and come down from the cross." In the same way, the chief priests, along with the scribes, were also mocking him among themselves and saying, "He saved others, he cannot save himself. Let the Messiah, the King of Israel, come down from the cross now, so that we may see and believe." Those who were crucified with him also taunted him.
Loser.
Bro, they skipped over so many parts, bro. Like remember he falls 3 times. The woman cleans his face, like with the blood. What else? There's like so many other parts. Like and like maybe they mention it later, but like the two bandits, the two criminals, the one criminal cusses him out.
They don't mention that?
Yeah, I don't think they mention it, bro.
Bro, yeah, they don't. Straight up.
So many parts. Like, oh my gosh.
He saves the one guy.
There's also a part when, like, they read the inscription, like, so they put like a little like plank of wood or whatever written with the King of the Jews on the cross, and the chief priests were like upset with that. They were like, hey, like, no, put he thought he was the King of the Jews or whatever. And Pilate says, what I've written, I've written. Like, he's just like, it's just so funny because they just have such, bro, they're just like mad, bro.
Little back and forth.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. The death of Jesus. Yeah, dude, they just missed so many details. Whatever. When it was noon, darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m.
Wait, let me pause you. Sorry. I think I know
okay.
why they missed out on so many details. Because this guy wasn't here.
Oh, well, yeah, but who was?
John was.
Oh.
So he must have passed.
Yeah, but we haven't read that yet.
I know. I'm so excited.
So how do you know that?
Because no.
I mean, somebody else had to have said that as well, right? Like Matthew, Mark, or Luke.
That's what I'm saying. The lack of details, like those parts we mentioned, makes sense because it's well known that John was the only disciple. He's called the
yeah, but I feel like Matthew or Luke also put in some of those details, didn't they? Because I feel like we've read this.
Yeah, that
like
I guess. I'm just saying it could have been passed on, and he might have just like briefly, talked about it, not as in depth as John would have. But yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Like, it might have been like lackluster because of, he wasn't. I don't think he was there. Like that's why they said it was all fled. So it was John and Mary and the woman that were there. So
true. Okay, sorry.
Sorry, I cut 34. You off at like 34.
Yeah, dude. What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
I'll just read the paragraph over.
Okay.
All right, the death of Jesus. When it was noon, darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m. At 3 o'clock, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, Eloi, Eloi, lima sabachthani, or whatever. Sabachthani. Which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? When some of the bystanders heard it, they said, listen, he is calling for Elijah. And someone ran, filled a sponge with sour wine, put it on a stick, and gave it to him to drink, saying, wait, let us see whether Elijah will come to take him down.
Wait.
Just wait, don't give it to him yet.
Wait. No, they said they said give it to. That's why they gave him water, because to see if he would say.
Oh yeah, to keep him alive for a little bit.
That's crazy.
Then Jesus gave a loud cry and breathed his last, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. Now when the centurion who was facing him saw that in this way he breathed his last, he said, truly this man was God's son. There were, I'll just read this part.
Yeah, it's fine.
There were also women looking on from a distance. Among them were Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of James and James the younger, and of Joseph and Salome. These used to follow him and provided for him when he was in Galilee. And there were many other women who had come up with him to Jerusalem.
Bro, it just makes me sad. They don't mention even when what Jesus speaks on the cross when he's dying, he says it is finished. That's his last words. But also he tells John, who is with Mary, he says, woman, this is your son, and man, this is your mother. Which, reveals that Mary is like the mother of the world, basically. Like, you know what I mean? Like those kind of key details that just like his speech, like what he was saying, while he was being crucified. So, yeah, which will probably be mentioned in John, but I don't know. It kind of sucks, bro, because I want to mention all these cool details, but they're not here.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey, we'll reread it.
Yeah.
Dude, it kind of sucks that we're having to release this part before we even read it in John, because I
know
if we had just started the podcast a week earlier, it probably would have lined up perfectly.
I know, we would have ended John.
So dumb.
That's so crazy. We would have ended John. That's crazy.
Oh well.
Whatever. God wouldn't be mad at us, right?
Well, I don't think so. Would he? You think he'd smite us for that?
No, I think
let's just hope not.
I'm just gonna pick my boogers and say call it a day. Okay, the burial of Jesus, right?
Yeah, that's you.
When evening had come, and since it was the day of preparation, that is, the day before the Sabbath, Joseph of Arimathea, a respected member of the council, who was also himself waiting expectantly for the kingdom of God, that's cool, went boldly to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. Then Pilate wondered if he were already dead, and summoning the centurion, he asked him whether he had been dead for some time. When he learned from the centurion that he was dead, he granted the body to Joseph. Bro, that's crazy. Pontius was like, wait, is he dead yet? Like, they didn't even know.
You had to poke him with a stick.
Did you not just see the temple be destroyed? Then Joseph brought a linen cloth, and taking down the body, wrapped it in the linen cloth, and laid it in a tomb that had been hewn.
Hewn? I'm not really sure.
I think it's hewn out of the rock. He then rolled a stone against the door of the tomb. Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Joseph, saw where the body was laid.
There you go. That was Mark 15. Mark 16 now. If you don't have any thoughts.
I mean, do you have any, bruh?
No, dude. I don't think when I read.
Bro, you gotta think, dog.
Yeah, not really. I just think Joseph is a weird name.
Yeah,
Anyways.
we gotta clown that guy. Even though he
Really?
was the one responsible for bringing him into the tomb.
Yeah. Thanks, Joseph.
Thanks,
Shout
Joseph.
All right. The resurrection of Jesus, Mark 16. When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of James and Salome brought spices so that they might go and anoint him. And very early on the first day of the week, when the sun had risen, they went to the tomb. They had been saying to one another, "Who will roll away the stone for us from the entrance to the tomb?" When they looked up, they saw that the stone, which was very large, had been rolled back. As they entered the tomb, they saw a young man dressed in a white robe sitting on the right side, and they were alarmed. Grave robber alert. But he said to them,
Huh?
"Do not be alarmed, and you are looking for Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He has been raised. He is not here. Look, there is the place they laid him. But go, tell his disciples and Peter that he is going ahead of you to Galilee. There you will see him, just as he told you." So they went out and fled from the tomb, for terror and amazement had seized them. And they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. Really? Direct orders to tell.
Wait, what? So they went out and fled from the tomb, for terror and amazement had seized them, and they said nothing to anyone. They were afraid.
It's kind of funny.
Well, they do end up telling, but like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you see that the shorter ending of Mark?
Yeah.
That's a
What the
weird.
I remember
And
this.
all that had been commanded them, they told briefly to those around Peter. So they did. Like, what?
Yeah, he had to put it back in.
And afterward, Jesus himself sent out through them from east to west the sacred and imperishable proclamation of eternal salvation. And then I'll just say the longer ending of
Yeah, go
Mark.
for it.
Jesus appears to Mary Magdalene. Now, after he rose early on the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene, from whom he had cast out 7 demons. They just have to remind that. She went out and told those who had been with him while they were mourning and weeping. But when they heard that he was alive and had been seen by her, they would not believe it.
That's right. And actually, the rest of Mark 16 is all part of the longer ending of Mark.
Yeah.
All right. Jesus appeared to 2 disciples. After this, he appeared in another form to 2 of them as they were walking into the country. Then they went back and told the rest, but they did not believe them.
Bro, it says after this he appeared in another form. Like, what does that
That's
mean?
crazy. Yeah, like a frog or something. You think?
No, wait, what?
Do you think it was a frog?
Yeah, it's probably something crazy. Dude, seriously, what did he
That's crazy.
come as, bro? That's actually crazy.
Oh.
All right, Jesus commissions the disciples. Later, he appeared to the 11 themselves as they were sitting at the table, and he upbraided them for their lack of faith and stubbornness, because they had not believed those who saw him after he had risen. And he said to them, "Go into all the world and proclaim the good news to the whole creation. The one who believes and is baptized will be saved, but the one who does not believe will be condemned. And these signs will accompany those who believe. By using my name, They will cast out demons. They will speak in new tongues. They will pick up snakes in their hands. And if they drink any deadly thing, it will not hurt them. They will lay their hands on the sick and they will recover. What the heck?
Crazy.
That's insane.
All right, to finish it off, the ascension of Jesus. So then the Lord Jesus, after he had spoken to them, was taken up into heaven and sat down at the right hand of God, just like he said.
Yep.
And they went out and proclaimed the good news everywhere, while the Lord worked with them and confirmed the message by the signs that accompanied it. The end.
Wow.
So
bro.
this was Easter is what we celebrate. And 2 days before, when Jesus died, was Good Friday.
Yeah.
Which is like, why would you call it Good Friday? Well, it's good because, Jesus just died for our sins.
We're saved.
We're saved. Yeah.
Dude.
That's good indeed.
They miss out on a lot of Mark misses out on a lot of, cool details and stuff and different stories and stuff, but maybe that'll continue in John, I hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's really cool. That is, the kind of brief.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Okay, dude.
Wait, what? But yeah, that's a brief little wrap up
Marks.
of the Passion. So
Yep.
yeah, man.
That's right.
There you go.
Very awesome. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy
Yeah,
Easter.
tune in next time, and we will be reading John 10 through 12.
And bye.